What's up, my chaotic crew? Bentley Michaels here. Hey, 3 weeks in a row with reviews. You guys are killing it. Hey, this was left on June 2nd, 2021 by Pedro the Cactus 12345. Great name. Also, it says, fun show, 5 stars. Great theme song from the very beginning. You're welcome. DM knows how to run a good arc with his group, and the guys I listened to from the episodes I heard all mesh together well. We've been recording since November of 2016. Most of us, at least Rhett, Caleb, and I, and Milo has been around for 3 years, and Alex has been around for I think the last 2. So, and it's easy. Also I think doing it over Zoom during quarantine and stuff has really made us all kind of stop, listen, and because we can't interrupt each other and joke around as much as we normally do. But thank you very much for the review. If any of y'all out there want your review read, just leave it on iTunes. It helps us climb the charts, battle everybody else, destroy the other D&D podcasts. Or if you're on Spotify or wherever else, just send it to us. Hit us up at Chaotic Amateurs on social media. Enough of my gabbing. On to the adventure.
In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of Chaotic Amateurs.
Welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, Internet's #1 D&D 5e Play podcast. I'm your host and DM, Alex, and with me today I have...
Dash is Thrakis.
Bentley Michaels is Referian Night Meadow.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Scorytail Brune.
Milo is Ball. And last we left our adventurers, they had just defeated the bandits, known as the Common Cause, outside the Tower of Chaos. Tying them up, getting them into one of their carts, and making sure that Sasha and Gordon are going to take care of them. We see what the adventuring group is up to next. Let the adventure begin. I got everywhere. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to you all. Glad to be
Yeah.
here.
So, we are all outside of the Tower of Chaos. Last, you guys were talking about what you wanted to do before you left. Just a little bit of info. You've got this rain coming down that's starting to fill up the basin around. Gordon and Sasha seem keen on at least getting their cart on the other side of this basin, on the upper edge, so that they don't have to ford it if it does begin to fill up. And something to note is that this rain does appear to be that same evaporated mist that had come from the center of this tower. It has that light blue color to it, that aberrant tree spirit that was in the center. If you remember, she kind of evaporated when destroyed and looks like went out of the tower and is raining back down on here. It looks like there's this rain that's just going to be ever present for at least a while.
Does it match the same sort of the liquid that I have in that silver flask that had like the colored liquid in it? Is it the same?
Yeah, so that silver liquid has got like these pinks and purples and greens in it. This is more just this light blue.
Gotcha.
It's kind of almost like a neon blue color.
Mr. Wolf, do you want to, one last time for shits and giggles, do you want to put the skull in this water that's collecting? Maybe say goodbye to our friend Florian.
Why would we be saying goodbye?
Well, maybe see you later is a better...
Yeah, because we will see him later. I'm going to put him in the body of a Warforged.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That was your plan.
Yes. I'm going to build him a new body.
Bionic Man him.
Yes. He'll be my sidekick, and we'll have adventures. We'll create a whole new side storyline. Separate from you bozos.
From you weak fools.
Yeah, sure. I go ahead and I put his skull in this water thing.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of filling up. It's just a couple of inches right now, but it looks like it's gonna fill in a few hours.
Oh boy.
You take that skull, you place it down in the water, and the same thing happens. Whenever this skull is in any sort of liquid, any sort of water, this form raises up, and you see this elven form standing a bit taller this time, kind of out in the open spaces, and looks down at you and just says, "I think she would have liked this. I think this was her gift. Thank you all again for what you did for her."
I'm glad we could help.
Hey, do you by any chance recognize this book? And I kind of motion towards Riff, pull out the children's book.
All right. Yeah, I'll pull it out.
I'm sorry, no. I actually don't know of many books myself.
You don't know a lot of books?
No, most of the teachings that I was made aware of was verbal tradition. That's how most of the knowledge was spread from my time.
Oh, are you old?
Yes, about 800 years.
That's really old. We write things down now.
Well, it's very good to hear that things are kind of slowly coming back to you. We were going to take you, I guess, back with us. Would that be okay with you?
I am indebted to all of you. You saved me from a prison of the mage's making. If I can be of any help, please bring me along.
Well, we want to give you like a new life and allow you to, gain more knowledge and explore the world on your own terms, not trapped here in the tower. So, seems like the best thing, in my opinion.
If my freedom is what I owe you, then I may well take it.
Oh, okay. So he only really comes like alive inside of this like liquid, right?
It seems it's always has to do with liquid, some sort of water.
Just water?
That's what it seems. It seems like that's what you've used. It's all had everything you've used has had a kind of magical spin to it. I don't think you've tried pure water yet.
Okay.
That seems to be the theme.
So right now he's inside of like what, rainwater, right? That's fallen.
Yeah. From that spirit that was inside the tower has brought this rain out here, and it does have a kind of magical glow to it. It's a little more bright than your normal rain might be.
I mean, I guess we wouldn't know, but I mean, we wouldn't know if he could come alive through any other method. It seems like just through experimentation, just specifically magical type water is the only thing that brings him to life. So I feel like
as far as you can tell.
Okay, well, have we collected some of this water? Has anyone?
I have some from when we were on the top floor and first met Florian. I've got some of that in my water thing. I think at least a couple of us picked some up.
And I was going to say, if there's some puddling, or depending on how hard it's raining, I definitely want to capture some of it because I find it interesting. All these different types of magical waters, or liquids at least, that I've got.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Even anyone that has extra water skins, things like that, can take water that's raining out here easily.
Yeah, it's really weird. I've got like 1,000 extra water skins. I would like to collect 1,000 gallons of this water. No, I would like to use just my water skin and just collect some of this.
Yeah.
Just to have some.
Crag kind of shouts out over to you. He says, "Hey, we've been through some supplies. If you want to fill up one of these barrels, we can get that full. Is that useful, or?"
I do want to do that.
Okay.
Yes, I do want to do that.
So Crag goes and gets one of those settled, and as he's doing it, kind of notices the same thing Sasha and Gordon were noticing. It says, Yeah, I don't know about getting through this if this gets much higher. You guys mind if we just get up on that ridge over there before this thing floods, if it's going to do that?
Florian, is there any way you can maybe slow this down a little bit? We have some things we need to collect in the tower still, and it would be really useful if I could maybe open this bag of holding and maybe we could put it in there. Do you think you could slow down the water so this crater doesn't fill?
I wish I had the ability to do so. I have no control over what the spirit has given. She was once the soul of, well, me, I guess. Her powers are her own. I simply have the knowledge of once was, not the power.
Well, guys, I foresee a slight problem. We might have to forward this. There's still 2,500 gold worth of dust up there that we weren't able to carry down. And I don't particularly want to leave it there.
Do you want me to just run up and get it real quick?
It was a lot. Like, it's substantial.
I'm strong.
What is it you're trying to collect?
In one of those rooms, there was 2,500 gold of the dust, the magic dust to enchant things.
How much do you think that probably weighs? I could probably carry it. I'm a Goliath. My carrying capacity is like double.
What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a small crate. I don't think it's not a heavy thing.
I thought we weren't able to pick it up. Okay, cool. Yeah.
If
Well, I
it's
mean,
the
I
dust
could
that I'm
probably-
thinking of.
I could probably pick it up
Hold on.
because I'm really big.
And you
I'm gonna
all
take a look at my
puny.
notes.
Are really big. I could deadlift like 1,000 pounds.
Nice. In the very top room, there was a bunch of like component supplies, things like that. That would have been something that was difficult to carry. That would have been in a number of different boxes. I may have come up with extra magical enchanting supplies, but that slipped my memory, and I apologize for that.
Then I put on my notes when we were searching for stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a lot."
What
Do you
did put
remember
in your
which room?
notes?
No.
What was it that you put down on your notes?
2,500
Right.
gold worth of magic dust is what I wrote. I think it's that enchanting dust. I have 50 gold worth of it too that I picked up somewhere else.
Enchanting dust. I think it's the component supplies. And so that one, yeah, that one's a fair number of different boxes and barrels that would need to be brought out. I would say there's 5 boxes, each of which can be carried by one person easily enough.
All right, well then, let's run up there real quick, grab this crap, and let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it. I totally agree with you.
We do that.
All
Boom.
right. So Crag and Gallendale kind of get the cart ready. You guys are just gonna go in and grab the stuff that you need, and then load up and take off. Who's going up to grab? If there's 5 boxes, I need 5 people grabbing. Or
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I
Gloria
you
is-
can probably grab all of them if you strap them onto Wolf.
You can strap anything to me.
Oh,
Don't tell Caleb that.
You know, I just thought we gave Mr. Wolf that back tattoo, and I wonder if it looks like Caleb's background.
But it's
I
just
mean,
cord
no.
instead of.
No.
Culturally,
it does
it's
not.
cord
yes,
instead of-
but from our perspective, it looks much cooler.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Um,
tarnish my character like that.
it has a lot of significant meaning to him.
Yeah, we carry the stuff down.
Yep.
Yeah, so it takes about 5-10 minutes to get up to the top of the tower, go through. you kind of take the secret engines up to the top. It's a little quicker that way. You grab the stuff, you bring it down, you load up the cart, and Crag and Gallendale start heading through the hills,
Awesome.
following along behind. Following behind Gordon that's up ahead. They've kind of already started and have gotten there. You have one other cart that the mercenary group had left. Did you guys want to do anything with that? Otherwise, it's just going to be abandoned here.
Can we take the beast of burden from it at least?
Yeah, it's got a couple of horses there.
I'm sure one of us could drive it.
I'll drive it. I'll drive the extra cart.
Okay, so Riff's in the extra cart.
And I'm
Anyone else going
standing.
with
Yeah.
Riff? I would assume Gallendale comes with you as well.
Yeah.
Just to keep an eye over you.
And I'll make him regale me of his adventure outside.
Yeah, he kind of as you're going through these hills, tells you about before you all showed up outside. Says it was very strange. There was enemies. They did not like us. There was one little one did not like us at all. He gutted me through and through. It was quite exhilarating.
Wow, you almost died, Gallendale. That's awesome.
I've died many times. One of these days it'll take.
That's sweet.
But yeah, you guys make your way through the water. It's kind of in the deeper ravine sections.
And
It's
whatever
a little deeper.
whatever box I would have carried down, I would have put it in my cart.
Okay.
Because I'm a big kid, I'll look after it.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah,
And also it's
beforehand,
probably
Crag kind
Gallendale
of
seed.
knowing that you're taking both of these carts, kind of consolidates the stuff so it's spread between the two just in case anything happens. So you've got some food supplies and camping supplies as well in there.
I think Scory is probably whichever trailer happened to have more space. I think Scory is probably making himself comfortable and trying to rest as much as a moving cart allows.
Gotcha. Yeah. You can find a little spot in the one Rift's driving to get
Start
a little rest.
meditating on my bones.
He's in my cart? Ew.
Don't worry, I won't make any noise. Specifically, I want to kind of analyze the hyena bones.
Mm-hmm.
Just
that
as
someone's phone?
we're going along.
Yeah,
See if
getting a
there's-
little staticky stuff.
Yeah, is that someone's phone?
Sorry, you're saying about the hyena bones.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of be going in between rest and just studying over the hyena bones.
So yeah, you go ahead and kind of get settled in there as you're all making your way to the edge of this basin. And as you all kind of look behind you, you see that it is filling up, and this kind of large cloud is just hovering above the tower, and it looks like it is slowly going to fill up this whole basin. And you just get this sense of contentment from it, being in the rain. As you kind of leave the ridge line that washes away a bit, it seems that something is healing there in that space. But now you are kind of on the open desert again. You all need to try and figure out where you are headed. I would say that we are probably mid. Oh, what were we? I think we were into the night and then right into the morning with the fight. And so we're probably coming up to the afternoon, time-wise. So Gordon and Sasha will make their rolls. But who is going to go ahead and helm the pathfinding for this section?
I mean, I've got pretty good survival.
I did it last time, didn't I? I don't know.
I did.
Crag do it.
Yeah, it was Crag, and then I did it once and got a 20, and then I think it went back to Crag.
Yeah, you guys lean on Crag. He seems to, have a good. God, I can't even think of words right now. Sorry.
Head on his shoulders.
Yeah, I'm like trying to read all his stats.
Whereabouts?
He's got a good wisdom, is what he's got.
Directional
And
sense.
He's not trained in survival, but boy, he's gonna try.
Wherewithal.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give him guidance.
Wits about him.
Just sit up on the top like I was before and just give him guidance every couple minutes.
I need another thing he's got about him.
Internal compass.
Yes.
A huge whopping.
Internal
What was that
compass.
ball? What was the bonus for?
Yeah, compass.
Fat
Just
internal compass.
plus D4 with guidance.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and just add that. He gets a 20 total. So he kind of starts heading off in the direction that you guys came from, taking that same path back. He's just trying to reroute back to the outpost. Already rolled kind of for this section, so we'll leave it there. You guys camp for the night. You guys want to do anything before you bed down? You kind of right now just you found a nice little place. It's got a overhang of rock that you're sleeping underneath. You're making camp underneath.
How is it anywhere near where we encountered the Usama soldiers that died in the fight with the hyena?
Oh man, I gotta remember the
You trying
string
to
of
prop
events
some
that
bodies up
way.
again?
That was like before the bouncing rock.
The rock was the first thing that you guys encountered.
Yeah, that was the first thing that we saw.
It was
then
it was one of the
Pointless
last.
rock.
And I don't know if I'm mixing up the bandits, the mercenary gang, and the hyena, the Warforged encounter. One of those two is what happened first, and I think
The
it was
hyenas
the hyena
happened
was the second one.
second one. Yeah, because we met the mercenary group first, and I remember we had this back and forth about, should we fight them? And then we fought the hyenas and the Warforged, and we had the whole back tattoo
That's right.
fiasco.
So you'd be closer to where the hyena Warforged encounter was.
Okay.
Right.
In a day's travel, you could probably get to the place where
The
you met
next.
that mercenaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to meditate and listen to the sounds of nature.
Sounds good. Yeah, go ahead and give me a wisdom skill check as you're spending some time with those bones. As you guys are setting up camp, Crag gets most of the stuff set up that you need. You see Sasha and Gordon are feeling a little better. If you ask about the prisoners, Gordon just says they're all tucked in. Don't worry about it. They're fine. And you just hear some muffled groans from inside of their cart. Seems they've got them well secure.
As the evening kind of starts to wind down and stuff, I want to go ahead and find Wolf.
Hold on one sec. With Scory, what was that wisdom check?
17.
17? And what were you hoping to gain from the meditation with these bones?
Really just to kind of see what I can connect with. I feel like anytime you're trying to listen to something or someone from the other side, you got to kind of tune in, and Scory's going to tune in that dial to just see what if there's anything there that can kind of communicate or not.
Spending the travel with these, you get a sense that the soul that was part of these bones, was part of this animal, has left completely. Some bones still hold story, some bones still hold memory of a place, but everything that would have been kept is gone. And it's hard to sense anything specific about them because of that. But as you're kind of thinking of this, you assume that the memory and the story of those bones is no longer with the physical, but somewhere else. And that circlet that is currently, I think Wolf has,
In the bag.
has got the sense of that soul of the hyena. And so it looks like that's where it's gone.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And Ball, you were finding Wolf?
Yeah.
I roll stealth and I hide from him. He can't find me ever again.
He's tough to find.
No, I'm just kidding. He finds me.
Surprise!
Mr. Wolf, may we have a brief parley?
Yes. I set down my axe and I take my helmet off.
You know, things between us have been a little, I don't know how you say, confrontational.
Dicey?
Yeah, dicey would be another good word for it.
Yes.
I wanted to apologize for getting you turned into a sheep. That was really, really funny, but it wasn't very nice. That feeling of revenge or like getting back at you somehow for what you've done to Warforge. It didn't sit well with me on the inside. It's not something I really like the feeling of. The panga we discussed before kind of reminds me of it. So I would like to kind of put that in the past if you're willing to do that.
Of course, I accept your apology, and it, in hindsight, was quite humorous. Living through it was not quite fun, but now that I look back, yes, of course, it is hilarious to see me, a hulking mass, turn into a feeble sheep.
Well, I have this feeling. There's something I've been working on kind of in the back of my mind for a while. If you would allow me to perhaps work on your precious axe a little bit, I believe I could make it more powerful, and it could do more to help us in battle. Would you be willing to let me do that in the morning?
Yes, possibly. You have to understand from my perspective that I've spent many years in the trenches of war. Seeing your kind's face has only brought me anger and rage. But having spent time with you, I understand that there is nuance to these situations. The Warforged are not what I believe them to be, and I am proud to call you an ally.
Allies it is.
You may have my axe.
Thanks.
All right. You guys have a nice conversation in camp there. Is there anything else anyone else is wanting to do before you rest up for the night?
I'm gonna like once we get like all of the, however we're set up, once we park all of our sweet fleet of 3 carts,
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast. I'm assuming like most of our gear, or at least like the boxes on our loot that we kind of are going to be in there. So I'll cast like my alarm spell around those specifically, and I'm going to sleep in my cart. And then I'll do my nightly meditations, write in my journal, my shadow journal, and sort of like I would imagine that like maybe no, sorry, that's the wrong thing. I want to take the water skin of the rain, the magic rain, and I'm gonna take a sip of it and meditate on it. Like once I take a sip of it, I'm gonna go into like a meditation type of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
Oh boy, your brain explodes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not that great. 14.
14? Okay. Yeah, you sit and start meditating. You usually tend to meditate on the Shadowfell, the realm just beyond that of life and death.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you gather a lot of your power. But tasting the rainwater, this kind of effervescent, slightly sweet liquid, your mind just focuses elsewhere than normal. And instead of these dark purples and blacks that you focus on in your mind, you focus on these greens and these pinks instead, these shades that kind of come down over your vision. You sit and meditate, and you gain what you do from that, daily ritual. And you get these visions almost, just little peaks, like you're looking through a bush, and you just see a small pool with water kind of bubbling out of it.
Huh.
almost like a still frame image of that. And it just seems content, and it lets you meditate a little longer than you usually do because of it. You linger there for a little bit, and then come back and kind of look around. And Gallendale just says, "You were gone there for a little bit, little one."
Yeah, it was crazy. I went off into my my mental meditations as I always do, but I saw something. I took a sip of the water, the rainwater, and I saw almost like I don't know. It was a different. It was like a more like of a peaceful thing. Like I'm used to like the shadows and like just sort of like the ever oppressing awesome void that is nothingness. But this was like I don't know, something out of like a dewy meadow or something like that. It was really weird.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, sure. If you're into that kind of stuff, it was definitely interesting. I may try to explore it again. Just trip tomorrow night, man. Just to do a little bit more, see what happens.
All right. Arthur, Wolf, anything else that you guys want to do specifically, or we just go to sleep?
Yeah, I still want to talk to the veteran elven archer.
Oh yes,
That fucking guy.
Grizzin, his name is. He is traveling with Gordon and Sasha, keeping an eye on the people in the back. So you kind of see him just sitting on the back of the cart, keeping watch.
Hail, friend. I think we can call each other friends. Been through battle together and whatnot. Or at least you've been through battle and we've been through battle. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear about your illusionist friend. You guys put up a really good battle. You were the most concerning of the people, in my opinion, in that match. I shared a brief conversation with your friend after it, and we exchanged pleasantries, and we told each other we'd hope we'd see each other again eventually.
Yes, I do remember that. It's unfortunate that the circumstances are as they are.
I was hoping to learn something from him about the way that he conducts magic and the way he uses it to his advantage, I guess. Is there anything you can think of from his history or his past or who he was that made him the way he was that maybe I could take with me and make a part of who I am?
If you were curious of the study of Galandiorian illusion magic, it would be best to study with them directly. I trained for the century in the northern mountains there. My skills were honed very differently than theirs were. And kind of motions towards the body that's just laying next to him. They take kindly to most outsiders, especially those that are curious. If you seek their knowledge, all you have to do is ask.
I might have to take them up on that at some point. Well, I guess I'm sorry about your friend, and I hope you well in the future.
Thank you. I hope we make it out of this. I hope all of us make it out of this. I'll do everything I can to make sure that happens. Thank you. Arthur, did you want to do anything?
I don't know. Trying to steer away from secretly convening a tribunal in the dead of night to summarily execute these prisoners.
I've been getting political ads for that on my Facebook.
Yeah, well, let's just say that the budget got a little out of control, all right? And Facebook doesn't exactly allow the most targeted of ads. It's not like I could just type your name in. So people have been getting a lot of crazy shit in their Facebook feeds. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess I would want to check in with Gordon and Sasha and just kind of make sure the prisoners are well taken care of. You know, they are in our charge. And while I definitely want them beheaded or strung up, maybe flayed in the desert and mummified by the heat and the dry air naturally, you know, I think he takes a little bit it seriously that you know, they're tied up and they're in our care, as it were.
Yeah, you sit with Gordon, who keeps a good proximity to the cart and checks in. Him and the elf both are kind of making sure that no one's making a move. And so they feel pretty confident they're gonna be there. But Gordon tells you that, I mean, you can do all kinds of things to them out here, but once Husama gets a hold of them, they're gonna pay. I don't know if Gordon's voice was that way, so he tells you that they're gonna pay. He gets a little excited about the justice system.
That's his nighttime voice.
He's had a few whiskeys.
Yeah.
I guess I'd like to check on the, you know, well, thank you, Gordon. I am mighty appreciative to hear that from your own voice. If it's all the same, I'm get on backwards there and make sure their bindings are nice and tight and everything is as it should be before we bunker down for this evening.
Yeah, he gives you a nod of approval. It's like, yeah, go on in.
So yeah, I go back and
kind of pull back the curtain, and you see that you've got the two dwarger, the short little skeleton guy who's still pretty well bound up, the leader himself, and the robed enchantress. They are wrapped up, their hands bound, and those are bound to the manacles. Because if you remember, the manacles themselves are magical, but most likely contain some sort of key phrase that would unlock them.
That reminds me, I wanted to check those out too.
Well, I will be goddamned. It's like a tin of sardines in here. Oh, save your breath now. I would hate to have to smack those words out your mouth. You're trying to cast a spell. You understand me? I go. Glad to see y'all well taken care of. I trust that y'all ain't too cold back here tonight. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Well, I'm sort of in charge of this expedition, so if you want someone to smack the shit out of you for getting out of hand, you go ahead and try your best, and I'll sick my man Wolf on you for that. You understand me? You seen the big one out there. He's about 7 feet tall. He's itching to chop off a foot or a leg, maybe a hand or something. And you know what they say about Goliath? They are devilish with their appetite. He will eat your flesh right up. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of your night. Now, you understand me? All right then. All right then. Enough. And I go.
Okay. They seem well bound up. Ball, what did you want to check on with the cart?
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and do identify on the shackle things.
Gotcha.
See if I can get some insight on how to maybe change the word, find out the word, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that too because I'm kind of interested to see.
Yeah, your conversations kind of go, and as Ball's like doing the calligraphy work to start a spell. With identify, I say, yeah, you get the full breadth of it. They automatically will lock and unlock given two words. One is sinis, and the other is tavar. Sinis to open, tavar.
Okay, I was gonna say which is which. Don't say either.
Changing it would require time and magical item work. So time and material.
And how many were there?
There are 6, 3 on each side.
Oh, damn. Okay. Will Zephyr, so I passed along that information. We should probably keep these if we can. They could come in very useful. And I write down the passwords and hand it to him.
Excellent.
You hear one of them say.
Excellent. These are the passphrases. I love that. And I kind of dangle the paper, not even close to them so that there's no chance that I lose it. But I'm like, I'm going to keep it here safe in my pocket. Thank you, Mr. Ball.
And while we're here, we might as well ask him about this. And I pull out the bag of holding. What exactly is in here? Any of you want to tell me?
It'll be really fun to find out.
You see most of them kind of, drop their heads. The little halfling skeleton guy just passed out, but their leader, Alphonse, kind of looks curiously at you.
I'll go ahead and pull down his muzzle thing, mouth.
Oh, thank you. So good.
Fireball,
yes.
fireball.
I would love to meet your friend Wolf, have him come over. We could have a lovely
back
chat.
Now, here's how it's going to go, Alphonse. I'm going to pull it down your muzzle. I'm going to drag on my pipe. If you want to taste the sweetest tobacco of your life, you can drag on it too. You talk about anything other than what we ask, I'm going to smack you till your teeth fall out. But if you want to do what we say, we can all be civil. And I go ahead and pull it down. And I offer him a drag off my pipe if he would like it.
He'll take it. He take it. Make some smoke rings. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. And he kind of yells out for Gordon. And Gordon comes around. He's like, "What? Why you having him talk? What's going on?" And Alphonse just kind of looks at him and says, You turning us into the Usama government, this right? And Gordon affirms. He says, Your word as a soldier that that's what you're doing? And Gordon says, that's exactly where you're going. And then Alphonse just looks over to you, Arthur, and says, How can I make myself useful?
My friend here, Mr. Ball, he got a magical bag, and I think that y'all recognize it's something.
Yes.
Now, he's going to ask y'all some questions about it. When he asks those questions, you answer them all truthfully and honestly and to the best of your ability. Now, if there's any lying, beating around the bush, well, then maybe we'll see how long you can drag behind the wagons tomorrow.
Give me a persuasion check.
Let's go ahead and make this interesting, and I will use my last level 2 spell slot and do enhance ability charisma for myself and Mr. Arthur.
All right.
You have advantage.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Whoop. 21.
21. Okay. Alphonse looks to you and says, I will answer as best I can, but do know that I am very attached to the things inside of that bag. I would hope they'd be returned to me, but I don't think that's going to happen. There's 3...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. If you had other questions, I was just going to list the contents of the bag.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't discussed this with Arthur yet, but perhaps if there's something of personal relevance that, you have an attachment to, if you cooperate with us and help us, I'd be willing to let you keep those items.
Well, I do, in fact, have a few different things that are quite near and dear to my heart. It's about 1,500 of them. They're small and gold, and I treasure each one of them. Like I was saying,
I have a feeling you won't be needing those.
hell, I need to
do
afford a
some-
lawyer. I'm sure of it. Someone to defend me against the accusations that I'm sure to fly my way. I don't think you'll be giving that back to me, but it'd be nice if some found its way into my pocket.
I'm going to
There's-
pull out a piece of paper and I'm going to begin writing down what I remember seeing of them out in the field, what I saw when we came out of the tower. And I'm just going to start writing that down in a place that he can see it. This is my statement that I will be giving to the Usama Guard about his actions.
I'm sure it will carry a lot of weight, Warforged. Arthur, it was, like I said, 1,500 gold is in the bag. There's 3 contracts in there, which we did complete-ish. I mean, we weren't given the contracts, and I mean, they say they've been finished, which is just as good, I think. An odd silvery potion. We couldn't quite figure out what it was, but we found it out here. And he kind of looks down at the little skeleton creature and says, there's also a book. Well, notes, really. Just to make sure that he doesn't get it. And kind of motions with his 2 hands towards that little creature.
I'm going to go over to him and wake him up.
He wakes up.
I'm going to take off your I don't know what it's called, muzzle.
Gag.
Gag. That's the proper.
Just rope in there, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to answer them to your knowledge.
Let me out. Let me out of this. This is bullshit. Let me out.
Okay. I have been informed of a book that
Cool,
might
let
be
me out.
interesting to you. Okay.
Whoa, wait. You know my. You got
Okay.
my book?
Now I've got your attention, I see.
Give me my book. Let me out.
What is in the book?
Doesn't matter.
I put the gag back on,
And
and I go back over to Arthur. Continue.
Like
I
I
feel
said,
like
don't give him that. It's just it causes problems. But yeah, beyond that, it's also a magical bag. I will be very sad to see it leave my possession.
And now I insight.
Give me an insight check.
Wisdom based? No, I don't think it is it?
No, it's wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Nice. I got a +0. 11.
11. You think that they're being forthright? That's most likely what's in the bag.
I would like to maybe use my. I don't want to do it to everybody. That's kind of the problem.
Tell me what you're trying to do.
I was thinking about, for the first time, using my new Warlock feature, Fey Presence, and trying to charm everybody. And I guess I could do it to everybody in here, and then we can get the truth out of them. But I guess I don't know how long it lasts. Till the end of next turn, so not very long.
There you go.
I guess I'd probably be better off just like casting something else. Sorry, Bal. You got other thoughts? I mean, you know what? What I'd love to do. I guess I could cast Charm Person, but I'd also like to just, I don't know, scare the shit out of these people. So I've got my Mask of Many Faces on. I'm looking like the old Arthur. I'm blue. I'm handsome as all hell.
Okay.
My hair is just buffeted by an invisible wind. I look like Fabio. I would like to, like, perhaps theatrically let off my disguised self to look like my void soul self, and, like, you know, intimidate these people.
Yeah, give me an intimidation check with advantage while you're kind of doing this theatrical performance with mask many faces. Just instill some fear into them.
I guess that's a 22.
22?
Ball is intimidated.
Balls into there you go. You see the two Dwarger aren't phased too much by this. The Alphonse as well, he looks a little scared by the presence, just the transition. But the rest, the
Halfling,
the
Enchantress.
enchanter, and Alphonse to a degree are a bit frightened by this display, and Alphonse just kind of becomes more guarded because of it. You see, they were trying to parlay a little bit, but is now a little taken aback by this.
Damn it.
They're scared of you. Is that all you want to do?
Yeah, well, I guess that's all there is to it, Mr. Ball. Maybe
Well,
we open it up and...
we know that they have murdered people out on the road. We've experienced that. We've seen the bodies. Did you take anything from these people that might make them identifiable to people in Usuma?
I mean, just check the contracts. The original name should be on there. Should be fine.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
helpful. Nice.
If you just need
Okay.
names, they're there.
Yeah,
Well-
I can't think of anything else that might be of use of them, Arthur.
You're right. We would be better off leaving him in the desert, Mr. Ball. I like the way you think. All right, fine. Let's figure out this bag on our own. We find 1,500 gold pieces in it. Maybe we count them carefully. They get back to the rightful owner. Maybe we lose a few along the way. All depends on how well Mr. Alphonse here behaves on his trip back to Usuma. Lots of places to lose some coins and books and all these valuable things you spend all your time out here collecting.
Give me a persuasion check. Give me one last persuasion check for him.
Do I still have that charisma buff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
last
still going.
round.
Oh, 17.
17. Okay. As you guys are kind of leaving, Alphonse just kind of pipes up and says, "Aren't you forgetting something?" And Gordon kind of goes back and ties up his mouth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
right.
Something witty, locked and loaded for that one. Son of a bitch.
You guys bed down for the night. You take a long rest, regain what you need to regain, and if I can have somebody roll me a D100 to let us know kind of how the next day is going to go.
I also set up the scarecrow that I made out front.
Ooh, nice.
I'll do it.
Ooh, I can do it. Uh, 72.
72. Where
That's
is-
really good.
And I
That's really high. I don't think anyone's rolled that high.
I like so.
want to do my ritual too that in the morning.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and in the morning, is Ball gonna mess with my axe? Was that the plan?
I mean, he could
Sick.
probably do it while you guys are on the road. There's a lot of stuff that we could accomplish while we're moving forward rather than standing around talking.
Well, the 72, I think, means I have. I'm gonna get a
Invincible.
perfect axe. The world's greatest perfect axe.
You've got the Mario star. You're
basically-
just invincible the whole
Yeah.
This is an infusion that I just got at level 6. And what I do is I take your axe, I kind of look at the shape of it, and kind
Snaps
of
it over his knee.
etch in symbols with my calligraphy pen, and color them
Okay.
different colors, and kind of make it have like this nice flow to it, that kind of makes it almost radiant in a way. And it gives you a bunch of good stuff that I'll go ahead and post.
Okay. So you're not just coloring my axe.
No, it's
Okay.
doing that, which is pretty snazzy.
Let me check it. Let me take a peek at this. I'll be the decider. Magic grants you +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Oh, geez. We're going to take a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Wheeler can extinguish the light as a bonus action. Weapon has 4 charges as a reaction immediately after being hit by an attack. The Wheeler can expend 1 charge and cause the attacker to be blinded. What? Oh, that's sick. Thank you.
It's kind of like
That's one of the special artificer things. It's pretty dope.
It's kind of like Brenna's Technicolor Dreamcoat thing.
I'm really glad you accepted my apology.
That's super sick.
That's awesome.
All right, everybody, give him your weapons. What can you do to my pipe, Mr. Ball? Can you make it shoot fire? Flame breath weapon?
None of you know about this except for me and Wolf. I would
Looks like
tell
a
them
dragon.
about it.
Yeah, none of you know. And I'm not telling anyone.
Son of a monkey.
All right. So yeah, in the morning, Ball and Wolf, perform a little bit of magic on some weapons. Wolf gets a new paint job.
I also do sending stones as one of my other ones. And I give one to whichever card is going to be in the rear, and let them know, hey, if anything comes up from behind, let me know. I'll be up at the front, and we'll make sure to stop. And
that would be me.
And they're like little gold coins. Basically, just talk into it, and I'll hear the message, and I can respond, and we'll make sure things get taken care of.
Yeah. Have the 2 player carts with those is a good idea. So yeah, you guys begin. Crag sets off trying to go the direction where you guys came from before. This would be if you want to try and find the place where you had the encounter with these bandits before. Is that where you're telling Crag to go? I know you'd mentioned that yesterday.
I don't know that anybody else was interested in finding and rehashing old memories, but it was just something that crossed Scory's mind.
If not given, if not given that direction, then he's just going to try and find the fastest way back to the outpost.
Yes, fastest way back to the outpost.
And I have this for Ball, the morning rune ritual. It means defense, and it's kind of an unclear or stable reading. And Ball gains a bonus to initiative rolls and can't be surprised until next dawn.
So traveling through, you kind of crest over a number of hills, getting towards midday, late afternoon. And as you're kind of coming up one of the hills, instead of the horses like climbing, they start breaking this almost shell, and it's just this clay that falls apart as they try and climb the hill. And Crag kind of gets them to stop, and this small mound just begins to crumble from that initial spot of breaking, and this fine dust falls past, and you see underneath it was covering up these 3 small structures, 3 spikes that meet at a center with a platform underneath, similar in design to the Tower of Chaos. And then you see this odd, like 8-foot long, 4-foot high metal cage of kind of curved metal. And it just looks
like bars, or is it something you put somebody in, or
more. It almost like the sides of it almost look like
It looked like a snake.
not a snake, more like a like the veins of a leaf. Like if only the veins of the leaf were left behind and turned into metal. It's kind of like that, almost like a cocoon shape, but with these massive holes inside of it.
So that's called detrital. Just to put out my nerd fact out there.
Detrital?
Yeah, that's that kind of pattern that leaves and trees and stuff
Detrital.
make.
It's got a detrital pattern along it, made of this silvery metal. If we can go ahead and cut out that nerd stuff, I knew it. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, I
100%.
didn't know any of that.
DM, you're so smart and cool.
Thank you so much, guys. But I think that is where we're
Oh,
going
look
to
at that
leave it,
detrital.
and we'll pick that up next time as we explore this detrital artifact. Thank you guys for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I've been your DM, Alex, and with me has been
Dash is Thrakus.
Bentley Michaels is Riferian Night Meadow.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Scory Telbroom.
And Milo is Ball.
grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.